Welcome to the celebrated nightly news of Calaveras County. And we're on location. We're at Alchemy Market and Cafe in Murphy's.
Yes.
And this is their winemaker's night.
Exactly.
And tonight it is Newsom Harlow is the local wine that they're featuring. And Scott Clan and crew.
Yes, exactly, and crew.
And we're on location, and thanks for joining us.
Yes,
and
definitely.
as we go forward, we're going to try to do more of these on location. It's kind of fun to be out and about.
Out and about in the county.
And I guess let's start off with a little bit of the news from this morning for Board of Supervisors stuff.
That's right.
Should we do that?
That's right.
All right.
That was sort of an interesting meeting that you attended this
I
time.
did. I attended this morning, and it was, well, I guess the fun thing is they honored a paralegal from the county council's office that it was retiring after 20 years.
Can you imagine how many
20 years.
How many
Yes.
county councils has she seen, I wonder?
Boy, I don't know.
At least 3 that
You
I
would probably know.
At least 3, but that's only in the last 10 years. That's
In the
my
last
little-
10 years,
Yeah,
okay.
historical self talking.
Yeah. But it was her award or thing was written by Jim.
Oh, really?
And it was very interesting
awesome.
to listen to. And we've got it on our site on the pinetree.net.
Yes.
And if you want to listen to it, it's really very cute because basically he said that she had to manage four attorneys, keep them in check, make sure that they still looked
I tell
good.
you should get an award for that. Trying to manage 4 attorneys.
And make sure that they still looked good.
That's
The
right.
attorneys
That's
looked
right.
good. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you know, it was
made sure all the forms were filled out correctly, all the dates were
Yeah.
hit, made sure that they were in the office when they were supposed to be and out of the office when they were supposed to be too.
And so that
No
was
easy feat.
so watch that on our site. It's cute. It's only about a minute and a half long. Supervisor Chair Bill Claudino made the awards and the presentation, and it was very nice.
Exactly.
Very nice.
Exactly.
And also, it looks like they're having a little bit of sewer issues in San Andreas.
Oh, do tell. Do tell.
Yeah. And this was one of those ones where, they approved, what was it, you probably remember better, the name of the new subdivision that they just finally approved in San Andreas, Golden Hills. Okay, they approved the Golden Hills, but now it looks like they may not have the sewer capacity to handle all the hookups.
Handle the hookups.
Or the new jail. So this may...
dovetails into that.
Yes.
Although we all knew that the sewer capacity, there might be issues with sewer capacity with the new jail, actually.
Right. But they are actually, so this is all coming to head now. I guess there's, Roger Pito was there and he wanted them to do a study session, which they're going to do on sewer issues in San Andreas, because it looks like they need to get some of those issues done. And it probably all comes down to funding. Because, because the San Andreas says, hey, with all this growth, where's our money? We need some money here. We got to do some improvements.
Although they are a special district, they do get tax money.
So, but they're probably going, we need, you're on the top there, but you want this stuff to go someplace, you gotta
put up the money for it.
Why I went Italian, I don't know. But maybe it was because
we're in, alchemy is kind of a...
Not Italian.
Not really, no.
Not really, no.
No. It's that whole base metal into gold thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something like that. Well, anyway.
Okay, anyhow.
So that was that, and also if you've been following the agenda, all the consent agenda items did pass. A couple were pulled for further discussion, so they had to clarify a few issues before those were passed. But
what about the grading ordinance?
the grading ordinance was a study session, which I wasn't able to stick around for the study session, but we will have the video of the study session up on the site probably tomorrow evening.
Okay.
So if you want to watch all the stuff on the grading ordinance,
Then that would be...
and the other little, I guess the other little contentious issue was there was some people there from the Rancho Calaveras subdivision that were not happy.
And what were they not happy about?
Well, mostly it seemed like it was accounting issues from Public Works because they were saying they were getting the bills. They were getting the bills, but they didn't really
Well,
see
I'm sorry,
where those.
it's not a special district; it's a community services district.
Right.
So they pay
So
the
in
money
essence,
into the county. This
the
is my
county sends
understanding.
them bills
And the
for
county
doing
sends
work
them
in
bills
within
for doing
that.
work
Yeah.
and
And
exactly.
they had they were a little concerned, you could see, on where those funds
Where the money
went.
went?
And it wasn't that they didn't want to pay, but they just wanted an accounting of it.
Okay.
And I think they had some issues too, that they
Mm-hmm.
wanted to make sure that they received their
They're due.
due.
They're due. What
Yes.
they were paying for.
What they were
which
paying
is
for, yeah.
What we should all be concerned about, right? To get what we're paying for.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that was, the highlights of it, as far as the Board of Soups this morning. Also, the really, I guess, probably the biggest news item of the day.
Ah, yes.
The biggest news item of the day is the
with a
groundbreaking
B.
for
Yes.
the groundbreaking for the new Angels Camp bypass is coming up September 21st at 1 p.m.
Can you believe that's actually
It's
happening?
finally happening.
That is taking
Finally
place
happening
now.
September 21st. And the other interesting thing is we can't tell you where we found this out, but it was from a good source.
Oh, wow.
All right. Now
An
this is
unidentified source.
yes, and this is actually a kind of a big deal because this is the first bond-funded Caltrans project like this in the entire state.
Oh, really?
In the entire state.
Who'd you find that out from?
I don't know.
Oh,
I can't
okay,
tell.
an
No, but the reason
unidentified
I can't tell
Yes,
you.
I can imagine.
All right, is because
I'll tell you on the
Calaveras
side, but we can't
County,
tell you.
Calaveras County, and in some ways is getting slighted a little bit.
What? Oh, because we should just be getting the money from the state and not paying for it
No,
ourselves?
no.
Oh,
This is
okay.
a political or a press thing.
Okay.
And we thought this was kind of funny. Is Governor Schwarzenegger is going to be October 5th is going to be attending a groundbreaking in San Diego.
Okay.
And he wanted to have San Diego as the official first one. So, poor little Calaveras County,
you mean the
because
bond measure? sort
because
of
that is
funded.
actually the second
The
bond-funded
second bond-
project is
okay.
in San Diego. And it's purely because of the size of the media market, because they want a media market that has like
television.
real TV
Not
and
just us.
not just us. But it's kind of funny because, and this is some of this may change, but what we kind of heard a little bit on bits and pieces of is that some of the people from the state probably won't be allowed to attend this
You're
groundbreaking.
kidding? Like the Caltrans officials?
I don't know because
What
some
about
of
the
them may not.
legislative members?
I don't know. Because they want to have I guess our groundbreaking is not supposed to upstage the San Diego groundbreaking.
Oh, because I know Senator Cox will be here on September 20th.
Well, he should just stay the
Thursday.
night.
He should
and-
stay the night and go to our groundbreaking.
Yes, but this is a big deal for Calaveras County. It really
It
is.
is.
But I
It
guess the
is.
interesting thing is how they want to have the press on this, because initially they were going to be able to have this one as a huge deal, with the governor may even coming to Calaveras County for
Oh, but
this.
he wanted to go to San Diego.
Because it's a bigger media market. Can you imagine that? San Diego versus
it's just
Angels
not
Camp.
as pretty, although you do have the ocean.
Oh, San Diego's nice.
Yes.
But anyway, so
See,
we
it,
are
it
getting
comes down to that rural versus urban.
yes. So there's more people
Rural,
there,
urban.
more votes. I mean, some
Yes.
in our county, the cattle public may get close to the voting number. So that's. But I
There's
thought
a
that
lot
was
of cattle loose lately on the roads.
yes. But we thought that was kind of interesting. The
That's
fact
very
that
interesting. I
we're
hadn't
actually
heard
the
that.
first.
The first bond
groundbreaking
measure,
for a bond-funded.
bonded, funded, bonded, and funded.
Yes, for a bond-funded
Bond-funded.
issue, but we're not going to get the credit except for our local press.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're going to try to break this first, so that at least within,
Yeah. At
Google
least, at least
or
you'll
some of
know
the other
about it,
things.
or we'll know about
Yeah,
it, and
yeah.
the county will know about it, and go
And
from there. Sometimes
apologize
that's
a little
what
bit on the
happens.
feed because you may see some a light shadow going across my eye. There's a car parked outside that the sun reflection is just now hitting here. So if you're like, wow, what happened to the lighting on John's face? It's an improvement. We can't see him.
Who's that character on the Joker where he's one half one?
Yeah,
one
so
half
that's
the
it.
Other?
Yeah,
yes.
it's the
Tommy
Joker.
Lee Jones.
Yeah, it's
yes,
the Joker.
That's the Joker.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
But so we thought that
that's
was
actually
kind of
September 21st.
September
not too far
21st,
away.
1 p.m.
at the corner of
there. So I guess on the old
Highway 4.
Blondies parking lot. They will spade away.
That's right. That's right.
After
And
what,
you'll
25
be there
years?
taking pictures.
After 25 years?
It's more than 25 years they've been trying to get that done.
Yes.
Actually. So, yeah.
So there you go.
That's amazing. It's
Yeah, and we
amazing
will
that it's
there-
actually taking
I know,
place.
and we'll be there recording it for
posterity.
posterity.
That's right.
I'm not
That's
sure
right.
posterity needs it, but
But hey, yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
And actually, in other news, tomorrow night, should we talk about the Murphy's Historic Hotel?
Why not?
They're offering a Wines of the World on Wednesday night, which is sort of a cool thing. It's hosted by the Calaveras Wine Grape Alliance, and it will take place from 5:30 to 7 p.m. And there'll be a presentation of wines from grapes that originated in the Rhone Valley, but now are produced in not only France but California as well. So it's part of a series, I believe, of Wines of the World. So you can go and take a taste and figure out what the difference is.
And also, while we're on a wine theme, wanted to mention again is up later tonight we will have an interview. When we were out yesterday morning, watching them pick grapes and stuff about 6:30 yesterday morning on some of the Kautz's
property out
there.
there.
So we'll have those interviews up. So now until through the next month or so, it's going to be all wine season all the time.
Exactly.
So culminating with Grape Stomp coming up in 3 weeks? First weekend in October?
Yes, I believe it's first weekend.
Yeah.
So Grape Stomp actually almost replaced Oktoberfest.
I think so. And
Yeah.
it's kind of more fitting to Murphy's, right?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Because instead of that whole Oktoberfest with that beer
It's always
theme.
fun to go to the Grape Stomp actually and see all these people. And actually, there's a lot of out of towners actually.
Sarah's going to be in a team this year.
No,
Aren't
I'm
you?
not. No, are you?
No.
No, me neither. No.
Somebody's got to film it, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to be there. We'll probably try to push it live. We'll see if we can find a network connection.
Yes, and push it live.
Live.
And that'll be kind of fun.
So you have all that grape stomping.
Yes. Grape stomping and what do they call it? Mucking.
Mucking. Yes, mucking.
Mucking.
Lots of mucking.
Lots of mucking.
Yes.
Yes.
As opposed to just mucking it up.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Don't muck up the video when
I'll try not to.
you're filming the mucking.
And also, just a little plug here on Alchemy, is every Tuesday night they are going to be featuring a different winery, a local winery. And a little interesting thing about, now, the Jason, the new owner, the proprietor here, he's coming from Carmel. So
Yes.
he was the head chef over there in the Carmel area. So he's going to bring a little bit of
Hoopy.
sophistication to...
Did you see our water?
Yes, so instead of the...
We decided we'd be a little hoopy too.
Yes, instead of the generic
Perrier
stuff
water,
that I
instead
normally
of the,
drink,
the
we're
Kirkland or
Perrier
Yes,
or Pellegrino or something, right?
see if it. No, that's good water.
That is good water.
Yes.
So that will be our product for this evening.
Yeah, our product
yes,
placement
our product
is,
placement for this evening
Perrier.
is
We
Perrier.
are the unofficial and unsanctioned sponsor, or the representatives of Perrier tonight.
And unpaid.
And unpaid, yes. And more importantly, unpaid.
Well, anyway, so that's
So that's every Tuesday and features
Every
a different
Tuesday,
Calaveras
different
County
Calaveras
wine,
County
yeah,
winery.
paired with complimentary foods.
yes.
And yeah, and how much
And
is
also
that?
tonight, it is a we'll just read you the little press release
Okay.
on it. All right, live. No, oh yeah,
Yeah.
we are live. Yes, from
Yes,
Alchemy. Yes.
We thought we were.
Yes.
Anyway.
Tonight, starting probably just after we go off air, so you're not going to hear them, is Coyote Hill
Yes.
and also Newsom Harlow Wineries, which we mentioned before. $5 glasses of featured wine, live music on the patio, an innovative menu, fresh fish, and homemade desserts.
Oh, that's something to come down here
Yeah.
for too. Besides all the other great stuff.
And this
homemade
goes on
desserts.
till 9 p.m.
Yes.
9 p.m.
9 p.m. Exactly. And talk about Newsom, a little bit of state news if you hadn't. Have you heard this? What Gavin Newsom did? Not that
Who
I
was-
don't. I don't think the Newsoms
Didn't
are
he
even
fire?
related.
Didn't he ditch
no,
his
no,
entire?
No. Newsom calls for resignations. Says he wants fresh start to start next term. Saying he wants to start his second term with a clean slate, Mayor Gavin Newsom of San Francisco today asked all city department heads and anybody he has appointed to serve on a city commission or board to hand in their letters of resignation.
No.
That's like sweeping everybody out.
It's kind of
Can
like
you imagine that?
it's kind of like thanks but no thanks.
Yeah.
Isn't that the?
That gives clean sweep a whole new meaning, I tell ya. So that's just talking about.
Yeah, that's.
Newsom.
I think on that how to win friends and influence people
That's
thing.
not a
That
good
that
way to
wasn't
do
a
it.
chapter.
That's
That
like
wasn't
that's
a.
getting rid of your enemies and your benefactors as well. It's
yeah,
like
everybody's
goes.
gone. Yeah,
Yes,
and,
not a good thing. Not a good
Now,
thing.
I know his ex-wife is one of the Fox News, Kimberly Guilfoyle,
Yeah,
on Fox.
yes.
Guilfoyle on Fox News. Now,
Boy, she was a stunner, wasn't she?
well, who? My wife really likes her program. She does.
She was not much of a political. I think she was more of a political liability than a political asset.
Kimberly Guilfoyle was
Let me say that.
really.
Yes, the one
Okay.
who was the lingerie model as well as the spokesperson.
That's the Fox. Was she the Fox News lady? Or
I
was
think
that
he's
was
only
that
been
the
married
one?
once. Has he only been
Well,
married
who's he
once?
dating now?
Some other actress person, right?
Oh, okay. So the one that's the Fox News commentator was a political
dark
liability.
hair?
Yeah, was a political
Oh,
liability.
absolutely.
Oh,
You never
okay.
heard about her little activities, on-stage activities during speeches? We won't go there.
I
This
thought
is
that
a,
was his girlfriend. That was his wife.
That was his wife. This is a G-rated program.
Wow.
We will not go there.
Huh.
Use your imagination.
Okay. All
or
right.
not. Whatever. All I'm saying is she was a political liability.
Okay,
You don't marry
all right.
people like that if you want to be a politician. Let me put it that way. So,
Well, I think
anyhow,
he could take a few lessons himself.
he
from-
could take a few lessons
Yeah.
himself. And yet here he is in his second term. So, who knew? And
Right.
legislative bills face deadline for acceptance. Also, healthcare bill passes legislator, but governor says he'll veto it. In case you haven't noticed, the governor and the legislature is not
Yes,
actually
that
agreeing
would also
on the
came
healthcare
up.
system.
That also
Yeah.
came up in Board of Supervisors this morning.
Oh, I'm sure it did. The state legislature approved an overhaul of California's health care system on Monday, but even before the votes were tallied, Governor Arnold
It
Schwarzenegger
was
vowed to
DOA.
veto the bill and
Yeah.
call lawmakers into a special session after the current session ends this week.
Yeah.
Wow, that's the headline from the San Francisco Chronicle, Sacramento Bee, LA Daily News, AP, and the Ventura Star. So,
The Ventura Star?
Uh-huh.
No way.
yeah. Yeah. We've all heard of them, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Anyhow,
All right.
yeah. So
Okay.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
No.
Is that what?
Pelosi is saying
Pelosi's
about
saying.
Bush's troop cut. Yeah, so we're smelling the really good food, so we're getting a little distracted, huh?
No, I just.
Yeah. What's that?
No, I mean on the whole, the Iraq thing. It's really ugly. I mean, it is really because
It's
obviously.
not a time to play politics, quite frankly.
Well, I know, but obviously it could have been managed better.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think anybody, because that's they went in and rolled through, but
Mm-hmm.
they obviously didn't really have a good plan in place for managing it after they.
After they went in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was. I mean, it. But I think it's kind of interesting that nobody's really happy because the.
And Katie Couric isn't happy either.
But I mean
Record low ratings.
Congress came in with well, so is Congress.
Well, they have record low ratings too.
Yeah.
But they have been on. Well, I guess Katie has been on a slow slide as well.
I know, but I mean.
Congress has been on a slow slide for a while.
But they had such high hopes, Pelosi did when she came in, that this was going to be the Congress to be all, end all, do all the wonderful things. And
You don't turn around
I don't
the
think-
Titanic.
I don't think
very-
anybody
very
in
quickly.
either party is happy with Washington right now.
No,
It's just
no,
one of those.
no. It's just one of those things. We're just going through a phase. A little
Uh-huh.
phase, a little political
Yeah.
phase. But And today is the 6th anniversary of 9/11.
Yeah, I know. And they this morning locally here at the Board of Supervisors, they did have a moment of silence for the 6 years ago. 6 years ago, and man, it brings back
Well,
memories.
you remember where you were, don't you?
Where were you?
I was getting ready to go to work, and my dad called me up and said, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't understand what he said, and then finally he said, just turn on the television.
Yeah.
And I turned on the television, I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You know, where were you?
I was getting our oldest son ready to go to preschool,
Okay.
and when I was watching the news, it was when the first one had flown in, but not the second one.
Yeah, see,
so
that's
that
when I
was
was
so you're
watching it.
watching the first one, you're like,
What's
man,
going
what
on?
happened? And it was
What's
like you
going
thought,
on?
well, maybe it's terrorism, but maybe it was an accident because
you don't know. And then
because
you
they
see
didn't
the
know that
second
it
one.
was an airliner yet. They knew it was just a plane that had flown into. But then but even before they said it, it's like, man, that's a lot of smoke for a little plane.
Yes,
you know,
it
it
is.
was,
It
and then all of a
was.
sudden, then the second one hit,
Yeah.
and then it's okay, we're screwed.
Yeah, see, I was the same. I, when I tuned in, saw the first one, and then watched the second one hit. So,
Yeah, it's just. Well, I was getting sidetracked. I pulled up something here on Gavin Newsom and
okay.
Kimberly. Nah,
Okay.
I won't read
No.
it. That's
No.
yeah. It doesn't apply to our political situation here, does it?
no, it doesn't.
No. Yeah. Oh, we're
We
going
don't
to touch
have
on
any-
Katie. Our ratings
That's right.
They're climbing
They're
as compared
climbing,
to Katie
yes,
Couric.
and Katie's going down. So you'll see us on the nightly news nationally soon, I'm sure.
Well, they can now, right? Just go on the
just go on the
pinetree.net and
Pine
watch
Tree.
it.
We're a
So
national
you
news
can watch it
program. Oh, yeah.
or international.
International, yes. They watch us from England.
Yes.
They do.
So I know they do. So that's
Australia. Where else?
Texas.
Texas. But yeah, that's national. That's not international.
Yeah, but Texas thinks of itself as its own country, doesn't it?
Yeah, but so does California, really.
Okay. All right.
Let's face it, you know, California thinks it's its own country too.
And also, I
Because
guess
that's why they always say the great state of California. I've ever seen
one
maybe you haven't.
One
watched
that is
the
their marketing
legislative channel.
slogan
the
is
great state of California.
well, it's better than saying, look, we're just kind of the okay state.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
We're the 7th largest economy in the world. That's usually the next thing they say.
okay,
We're also in a lot of debt.
yeah.
Should I go on?
And Scott Clan from Newsom Harlow just poked his head around
Just
the corner and
waved,
said
yes,
hi and
hi.
waved. So there we go. Should we do weather? Oh, I guess
Weather.
one more little site stuff is
Okay.
it is official. This Friday night will be we will be broadcasting Bret Hart football live,
Yes.
and also it will be streamed on cable. So this
Yeah,
will be one of the
Channel
first
7.
times. Has local football ever been done live?
Not through Channel 7. I mean, not through our local,
not here
local
locally,
public
yeah.
access. No, because you streamed it last year live.
Yeah,
on
we
the Pine
did.
Tree.
We did live, but this will be the
But,
first one that'll be closer to broadcast quality. So this we're going to push it to cable. So
That's
Friday
right,
Night
so-
Lights
And live
and live.
on Channel 7 at what time?
I believe 7 or
7.
so. And
Okay,
I guess
7
one of the
o'clock.
issues, though, is we were talking about with the school, is they want to make sure that people still go to the games.
Exactly.
So basically, go to the games. Tell
Those of you who are going to go to the games,
Go
anyway.
anyway, yes,
and
because
those of you
basically,
who have no intention,
if
just watch it on
if
cable.
all of a sudden if the gate drops to 0 and we're actually televising from an empty stadium,
That doesn't
they
look
probably
so
won't
good.
let us
No.
do it anymore because that's the the gate on the show.
This will be a community effort.
Yes,
actually,
so
yes.
still support the Bret Hart sports programs because we would like to continue broadcasting them
That's
without
right.
being,
That's right.
yeah.
And I'm waiting for the weather.
You're
to
waiting
come
for the
up.
weather?
I'm weather.
All right.
I'm waiting for the weather.
And
I'm
since I'm using this
wondering,
other
waiting
one
for the
too
weather.
in code, maybe we should let yours do weather.
Okay. We'll be waiting for a while for
All right.
the weather.
And it looks like we may have a little issue with our network connection.
Okay. A little technological difficulty. Maybe
Yep,
that's what's
looks
going
like,
on with my weather.
It may be.
Think so?
Let's hopefully they restart. Looks like we're losing the last little bit.
Okay.
Come on, come
Come
on.
on, come on, come on.
Okay, one of the things is you may miss the last little bit of it on the first part. We'll push this up at 10 p.m. Occasionally, if somebody hits a microwave or something like that,
It slows everything down.
It'll actually break the connection.
Yes.
So,
And
There you go. You coming up?
I am sort of coming up.
All right.
We're waiting for the weather. Have you tried any of Newsom Harlow's wines?
It's been a while, but
I
I heard that they do
tried
a
some.
very good job.
I tried one of their reds last week. I can't remember what it was, but it was very good. I'm
And he
not
is
a wine
also-
aficionado.
And isn't Scott is actually the winemaker for Twisted Oak as well.
I think he is.
Yes, he is.
Mhm.
So he's one of those interesting thing around Murphy's because there's all these
Multitasking
guys, like
Oh. Yes.
Hubby.
Yes.
That's all they're consulting or
Mr. Jam
Millier
Hubby.
or
Yeah,
Millier
Mr. Jam
or
Hubby. Yes, exactly.
where they're
And
actually
they all help each other.
yeah, which is
Yeah,
kind of a nice thing.
Cool thing. Yeah.
Very cool thing.
Okay, we have one weather little page come up. Arnold weather. Wednesday, 83 degrees. Thursday, a high of 76 degrees. And Friday, a high of 76 degrees. So it's actually getting a little cooler.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting. Oh, here we go. Murphy's weather. Wednesday, a high of 91. Thursday, sunny with a high of 85 degrees. And Friday, a high of 79 degrees. And the Bear Valley and Angels Camp have not come up yet. So,
All right. Also, looking at the weather for this weekend is just going to be perfect.
It
Yeah,
will
it's
be.
maybe
It'll
dropped
be
down into the mid 80s. So it looks like if you're planning on coming up for the Ebbets Pass Scenic Byway celebration,
that's right.
it will be very, very. Now, are you going to go over the entire byway?
I'm going to be in traffic school.
So
I won't be driving anywhere.
instead of going from Markleyville to Arnold, you're going to be in traffic
Going
school.
straight to San Andreas, yes.
I see. I see.
Unfortunately, I will miss the Scenic Byway
okay.
event.
All right.
The inaugural Scenic
The inaugural,
Byway event.
yes,
I will
the
be in
inaugural.
traffic school. So,
right.
anyway. I think that's about it.
And we are going to, in fact, we're going to restart the feed here a little bit, and so you can, and there, but looks like for the news for tonight.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Yes.
And come on down to Alchemy.
That's right.
They are having their wine,
Taste some
wine night
have some good food, and listen to some good music.
and they will be until 9 p.m.
9 p.m. You have time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good
Good
night.
night.